to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Bahina.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Dilling.
Here.
Neighbors.
Here.
Boone.
Here.
Doyle.
Here.
Adrianson.
Here. All right. First item on the agenda is a check presentation from Joliet Arsenal Development Authority, also known as JADA. We have Tim Brophy, is the chairman, is here, and so is Rick Kwasniewski, is the director. So would you guys like to say a few words first? Or thanks for coming out, too.
Sure, thank you for having us. There we go. We certainly want to participate with all our communities that are within the Joliet Arsenal Development Authority organization, which Manhattan has been for years. One of the things that we've decided to do this year is really try to partner on coming together with a Route 66 promotion as well as the Arsenal redevelopment. And so we've got a series of videos that we developed, and we want to be able to work with you guys and the Historical Society, whoever you want, in Manhattan to like promote Route 66 and just some of the history with the Arsenal and so forth. So we've got a short video about Route 66, which I realize you guys aren't on Route 66, but we do have it included in the video as well. But we really want to try to like promote this in the community and talk about, you know, the Joliet Arsenal and so forth, and a lot of people work there, relatives and so forth. So we're glad to participate, and Chairman Brophy will do a check presentation in a little bit for $10,000 to give you guys for promotion of your community and tourism and so forth. So with that, I'll leave it to Kristen to play.
For 100 years, people have been getting their kicks on Route 66. This legendary highway, once stretching from Chicago to Los Angeles, still draws travelers from around the world, chasing the spirit of the American road trip. And nowhere is that story more alive than in Will County, home to the first 100 miles. Here, history isn't just remembered, it's still part of the journey. When Route 66 opened in 1926, America was roaring into the automobile age. Illinois was the first fully paved stretch in the country. Back then, Will County was a patchwork of farming towns like Manhattan. Route 66 carried new economic opportunities as it linked small towns to one another and to larger cities like Joliet. At the time, Joliet was the county's bustling hub. Route 66 wound down Chicago Street past the Joliet Library, a historic limestone building designed by renowned architect Daniel H. Burnham, and the impressive new Rialto Square Theater, opened in May of 1926 and still dazzling audiences today. The first alignment of the Mother Road passed through canal towns like Lamont and Lockport, communities built on the success of the Illinois and Michigan Canal. In Lamont, it passed in front of the Budnick Building, completed in 1927. Travelers might have pulled into Huster's garage for service, or slipped into Tom's Place, a Prohibition-era tavern that's still owned by the same family. In Lockport, Route 66 ran along State Street, passing the historic Gaylord Building, once a canal warehouse. Built in 1838, it's now home to art, dining, and the I&M Canal Museum. Visitors can walk from the Gaylord Building through Lincoln's Landing along the canal to another historic landmark, the Norton Building, once a canal trade hub. It's now the Illinois State Museum, Lockport Gallery. Nearby, Heritage Village showcases restored Will County buildings, including a Simerton train depot. Lockport takes its name from the first lock on the I&M Canal, an engineering marvel still visible today. Farther south, in Channahon, visitors can explore another preserved canal lock, walk trails, and stand at the meeting point of 3 rivers. In 1928, Route 66 shifted to run through Romeoville, bypassing Lockport and Lamont. The route now passed White Fence Farm, a 1920s horse farm stopover that became a Route 66 institution. The Hastert family has been running it since 1957, and today visitors still come for their fried chicken, antiques, and alpacas. Romeoville has been a part of the Route 66 legacy since 1939. Travelers came to Romeo Beach until it closed in 1973. But there's still plenty of history to see today. The Fitzpatrick House across from Lewis University, or the Beller Museum of Classic Cars, and Isle a la Cache Museum of Cultural and Natural History. Welco Corners, a well-known full-service truck stop for decades that even offered haircuts, marked a junction point in current-day Bolingbrook for the 1940s realignment that sent Route 66 through Plainfield. Many gas stations were built along this new route to accommodate the increased traffic, and Plainfield residents even rented rooms to travelers. Joliet was now on alternate Route 66. But today's road trip may call for a stop-off at the Route 66 Welcome Center inside the Joliet Area Historical Museum. Pit stops for food and fuel have always been part of the fun of a Route 66 road trip. Joliet is home to the oldest continuously operating gas station on the entire Mother Road, owned by the Lambert family. And in nearby Crest Hill, where Richka's has been family-owned and operated since 1933, and they're still serving good eats like their famous Poor Boy sandwich. World War II brought change to Will County. The U.S. Navy set up shipbuilding in Rockdale to support the war effort. And Route 66 expanded to 4 lanes through Elwood to support the transport of munitions coming from the Joliet Arsenal. Today, that land has been transformed into the Medallion National Tallgrass Prairie and the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery, places of remembrance and renewal. After the war, prosperity brought the golden age of the family road trip. Songs like Get Your Kicks on Route 66 played on car radios, and businesses like gas stations, motels, and roadside eateries flourished. When Eisenhower signed the Interstate Highway Act in 1954, it paved the way for I-55 to eventually replace Route 66. But adventure seekers continued along the old route, and businesses like Dairy Delight transformed to attract them. In 1965, owners bought a 28-foot muffler man named the Gemini Giant, who still greets travelers passing through Wilmington today. In 1975, Old Chicago, the world's first indoor amusement park, opened in Bolingbrook, where I-55 intersected with I-53 or historic Route 66. Although Route 66 signs began disappearing and the road was decommissioned in Illinois in 1977, the public wouldn't let it die. In 1985, the Polka Dot Drive-In opened in Braidwood, celebrating Route 66's nostalgia with 1950s charm. Visitors can still drive in today for burgers, jukeboxes, and photo ops with Elvis, Marilyn, and the Blues Brothers, fittingly filmed up the road at the old Joliet Prison. Route 66 history in Illinois is preserved thanks to local efforts and the Route 66 Corridor Preservation Program, established by Congress in 1999. Today, towns along the Heritage Corridor are keeping the spirit of Route 66 alive. There's so much to explore throughout Will County. As Route 66 marks its centennial, rediscover the gems along the first 100 miles and experience the fun and nostalgia of the great American road trip once more.
It's a good video.
Mike, of course, Mayor Mike. we want to be partners with you. We've done a good job. I think the state and the locals recognize that Joliet Arsenal Development Authority was successful in doing what we had to do for the Arsenal proper. We got a renewal so that we could continue to expand that kind of development into the adjacent towns around the Arsenal and especially the river area. And so we're very happy to be able to partner with you. What we want to do is present this check. Mayor Mike, you want to come over and maybe Rick, you get a quick picture? It's a $10,000 check so that you can kick off the summer of tourism that we hope will expand to Manhattan, and people will enjoy the things that we all know about Manhattan that are cool, and the rest of the world should find out too. Thanks. There you go, Mike. All right, get in here, Rick. All right, thank you. Thanks. Very good. Thank you all.
We should ask, does anybody have any questions about data, the authority, video, or any of that?
Maybe you wanted to say how you expanding with the different towns to look at the river? Or?
Yeah, the Port Authority was focused on supposedly the river and the airport up at Lewis University. Their focus has been so dedicated to the airport that some of the river towns were concerned that they weren't getting the attention that the Port Authority could spend on them and the resources. So Jade has been tasked then with serving those needs of the river towns and adjacent to help stimulate additional economic development because of the success we had with the Arsenal. And so that's why we're here tonight. We're going to other towns and doing the same to give that little kickstart of those funds that might help stimulate some more economic development in your town and others. Thanks again for letting us be here.
Appreciate it.
Any no public comment? All right, moving on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of March 16, 2026 Village Board meeting minutes, March 16, 2026 Village Board executive session meeting minutes, not for release, approval of April 7, 2026 bills list, authorization to reschedule May 19th Village Board meeting to Thursday, May 21st at 5:30. So that's changing from May 19th, 2026 to May 21st, 2026. Just make sure that's clear. So anyone would like anything removed from that consent agenda for further discussion? If not, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve. Motion. Roll call?
Behina.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yes.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Boone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes. Okay, motion carries. First item on our new business is the fiscal year 2027 budget discussion. The Village of Manhattan's annual budget outlines funding for all services and programs for residents. The budget process allows the village to evaluate and prioritize financial resources. It also creates a clear plan for the organization's future and guides us in resource allocation. All funds included in the village's budget will be discussed. Public hearing and approval of the budget ordinance is set for April 21st, 2026. So I'd like to turn it over to Rose Maria, our village administrator.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, members of the Village Board, prior to Justin's presentation, I'd like to take a few minutes to explain how this year's budget process occurred and how we arrived at the figures before you. This budget process was much different than in years past. We essentially stripped the budget down and rebuilt it with significantly more information and supporting documentation than has previously been provided to the board. This was a fully transparent process and one that was guided by the goals that this board established during the strategic planning session in late January. In preparing the budget, each department head was asked to provide full detail for the items they were requesting. If that level of detail was not available, the item was placed on hold until adequate documentation could support the request. We eliminated broad line items such as miscellaneous and contingency funds, removed any unsubstantiated figures, and asked our leadership team to focus on what is truly necessary for fiscal year 2026-2027. In sum, we are proposing a zero-based budget with a high level of detail behind every figure presented. I'd like to acknowledge the hard work of our department heads, Chief Ryan Gully, Mark, John, and Justin, and their staff for working through what was an extensive and at times challenging process. Importantly, the work completed this year establishes a strong foundation that will make future budget processes more efficient and streamlined. We are presenting a balanced budget with full confidence that it reflects responsible stewardship of public funds, supporting the services our residents expect while planning for the future and protecting our reserve funds. I also would like to thank the members of the board for taking the time to meet with Justin and me to review the budget in detail. And Mr. Mayor, thank you for your continued involvement in the many meetings you participated in to help bring this together. We believe this budget reflects a thoughtful, disciplined approach and positions the village for a well year ahead. With that, I'd like to introduce Justin to provide a high-level overview of the proposed budget.
Thank you, Mayor and Rose Maria. Tonight, I will be presenting the fiscal year 2027 proposed budget. Hold on. The purpose of the budget is to address the needs and desires of the village and its residents, and also to assess how the village allocates its financial resources and to make informed decisions on how those resources are utilized. Legally, the village board needs to hold a public hearing prior to the passage of the budget, which will happen on April 21st, and then adopt the budget prior to the beginning of the fiscal year on May 1st. That will also happen on April 21st. For fiscal year 2027, the total revenues are $32.4 million. Of that $32.4 million, that is an increase of roughly $8 million from the prior year. The largest item contributing to that is the addition of $10 million of loan proceeds from the Illinois EPA to start the construction of the wastewater treatment plant expansion. Total expenditures for fiscal year 2027 amount to $32.8 million. The largest items contributing to, the largest items contributing to the level expenditures from one year to the next. There was a planned decrease in general capital projects, street projects, from approximately $4.7 million to $400,000, and then an increase in water and sewer capital projects from roughly $9.6 million to $14.4 million. Sorry. The general fund is the main fund of the village. The property taxes, the total revenues in the general fund for the year are approximately $8.5 million. Property taxes account for almost half of the revenues in the general fund. The $3.8 million does reflect the increase approved by the board in December 2025. Income taxes account for approximately, sorry, I lost my notes. The income taxes, also known as LGDF or Local Government Distributive Fund, are approximately the same as they were in the last year, although the governor has proposed a slight decrease to the amount of income taxes that the state shares with local communities. Sales tax increased approximately $350,000 from prior year, which shows the additional retail activity within the village's limits. Sorry. And then fines and forfeitures accounts for roughly 5% of the general fund revenues. This amount is anticipated to increase in fiscal year 27 due to the police department actively enforcing motoring laws due to an increase in accidents, as well as complaints of speeding and commercial truck traffic. Total expenditures in the general fund for fiscal year 2027 amount to $8.3 million. Police accounts for roughly 57% of the total, and that's an increase of nearly $800,000 between fiscal year 26 and fiscal year 27. That increase reflects the addition of one police officer, as well as annual funding of vehicle and equipment replacement. And then Public Works at $1.5 million accounts for approximately 18% of general fund expenditures, and that reflects an increase of approximately $200,000, also due to the annual funding of vehicle and equipment replacement. Included in the budget for fiscal year 2027 projects. First, the newly implemented Vehicle and Equipment Replacement Fund. Previously, the village would fund replacement of vehicles through pay-as-you-go funding. Each year that vehicles and equipment were needed. Going forward, each department that utilizes those vehicles will contribute into the Vehicle and Equipment Replacement Fund, and those funds will stay in the Vehicle and Equipment Replacement Fund and be there when that vehicle or piece of equipment needs to be replaced. In fiscal year 2027, there will be 4 squad vehicles at a total of $304,000, and for Public Works, a hydro excavator, a pickup, a skid steer, and a snowplow, totaling $408,000. General capital items include the Animal Road Maintenance Program at $1.1 million and Front Street parking at $225,000. Water capital will include Front Street water main of $433,000. Marion Street water main of $1.3 million, and the completion of the Well 7 treatment facility at $2.1 million. Sewer capital will include Sunset Lakes force main replacement of $473,000, and as mentioned earlier, the wastewater treatment plant expansion of $10 million. This will be the first year of 3 years that will be included in the budget. With that, if the board has any questions, myself or any of the other department heads can answer those questions.
Nothing? All right. I think the budget is published now, isn't it? All right. Did the board get a full copy of it? Okay, I just want to make sure, yeah, I figured, but not seen it. All right, so move on to the next item under new business, a resolution approving a purchase of lighted Christmas decorations. The village is planning to purchase new lighted Christmas decoration from Mosaic Design to replace the aging wooden displays that we originally started with a few years ago. The usable wooden decorations would be relocated towards Well 6. That's on Route 52 and North Street. So if we could, well, it's actually North Street along Route 52, but this is a one-time investment for our upcoming holiday season. So this won't be a regularly occurring, cost. It's just kind of a first-time investment into some really nice decorations to celebrate the holidays in the Village of Manhattan. So the cost is $30,112, and we have staff recommending approval of this. So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve a resolution approving the purchase of lighted Christmas decorations from Mosaic decorations in the amount of $30,112.02. If anyone has any questions?
A quick question for John. I know you're just saying this would be like a one-time investment. Do you know how long these decorations might last on?
Well, these are the LED lights, so they should last probably 10 years. Even with the lights, I believe it's like a 3-year warranty on the lights themselves. You can always purchase replacement bulbs if you need to. What we're going to do, though, we are going to keep these inside when they're not outside, so hopefully that'll last with the length of the across the year.
All right.
And sometimes you could sell the used ones if we go 5 years and we want to sell them, we get some money back and buy a different style just to change it up, Any other questions? No. All right, so looking for a motion to approve.
Motion. Second.
Roll call?
Young,
Yes.
Dilling,
Yep.
Neighbors,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Doyle,
Yes.
Bahina.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next item is a resolution approving the purchase of lead detection listening device. So the village plans to purchase an in-house leak detection device to quickly locate water main breaks, reducing delays and ongoing costs from relying on a third-party contractor. The recommended device from Fluid Conservation Systems costs $26,051 and is expected to improve efficiency, save money over the long term, and enhance the water system management. Because a lot of times Public Works goes out to a water main break, and if it's wrapped in any type of material, they can't locate the leak, so they have to call a company out, and then that's an initial cost just to get them out there and however many hours it takes to find it. So I think it's good to keep this in-house, and then we can take care of it ourselves. So, any other questions? So, looking for a motion to approve a resolution approving the purchase of lead detection listening device from Fluid Conservation Systems in the amount of $26,051.
Motion.
Motion.
She won.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Dilling,
Yes.
Neighbors,
Yes.
Bone,
Yes.
Doyle,
Yes.
Bahina,
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Next item on the agenda for new business is a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with Pyrotechnico Fireworks in the for the Labor Day fireworks that we have every year. The village plans to continue its Labor Day weekend tradition and by hosting a fireworks show at the Round Barn with display launch from the Manhattan Intermediate School on Sunday, September 6th. Pyrotechnical fireworks is recommended to provide a 15 to 20-minute show at a cost not to exceed $15,000. So looking for a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with Pyrotechnical Fireworks for Labor Day fireworks in the amount not to exceed $15,000.
Motion?
I'll second it. Rose, Marie, when you have time too to reach out to these people, last year they left kind of a mess on the softball field where they launched them from. And I spent a lot of time cleaning it up with some other parents because we had a softball game the following day. So just if we make sure they do a good job cleaning up this year. But second.
Thank you.
A roll call?
Neighbors.
Yes.
Boone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes.
Bahina.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yep. Okay, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a resolution approving the purchase of patriotic banners and lighted decorations for Route 52 from Foxford Drive to Anna McDonald. The village received the grant that you just seen from the JADA organization for, to purchase the patriotic banners and lighted, it's a falling star lighted decoration that we can use for years to come on the poles, Route 52, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our country and also the celebration of the 100th anniversary of Route 66. So they'll be installed on streetlights and utility poles between Foxford Drive and Annamac, and used for holidays like Memorial Day, July 4th, and September 11th, with a total grant-supported cost of $5,999.40. So looking for a motion to approve a resolution approving the purchase of patriotic banners from Ace Endeavors in the amount of $1,740 and lighted decorations for Route 52 from Foxford Drive to Annamac Elementary School from Mosca Design in the amount of $4,250.40. So is there any questions or entertain a motion to approve?
Motion?
Second?
Okay, roll call?
Boone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes.
Bahina.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yep.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is authorization of a renewal of an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Manhattan and Will County Division of Transportation regarding the LPR camera placement. LPR is license plate reader camera, also known as the flock cameras. So the village has previously received 2 grants and funded some costs of the cameras. 2 of the cameras are located on roadways maintained by Will County. So one camera is on the northeast corner of West Rose Street, and the second is on the south side, approximately 510 feet east of Gauger Road. So this IGA was previously reviewed by our village attorney. It's just kind of a renewal. Any other comments, Chief?
No, it's just permission to enter into renewal. I still have to speak before the board of Will County. Obviously, flock cameras is a very controversial thing right now because people's beliefs in invasion of privacy, which is, they're valid to their concerns. But it's just to enter an agreement, and then I'll go to the county board, I believe their Department of Public Works meeting, and talk to them about that to see if they're going to renew it, along with, I believe we'll be met there with Joliet and a few other jurisdictions as well. If they don't renew it, we would have to remove the flock cameras within probably right away. And it's about $750 to remove those 2 flock cameras that Will County State's Attorney funded for us from the get-go.
Chief, can you just also speak on kind of the successes we've had a little bit in like a broad sense, not too specific, obviously, because I know some's probably under investigation still, but if you can speak on any of it, it'd be great, I think, for the public.
Sure. So flock cameras are, number one, we're probably one of the most transparent agencies in Illinois when it comes to flock cameras. If you go on our village website, Kristen's helped us upload the flock transparency portal, which tells you everything that our cameras for you are used for, and it tells you everything that we've done a public search for license plates. They only read license plates, not face detection or anything like that. So any resident can log on there and see exactly what we are using these cameras for, very transparent. The success stories is 2 years ago we had a burglary to a tobacco shop. The license plate reader caught the car, which helped us catch the offenders, which helped us prosecute them. The case is still ongoing in the court. As you guys may recall, as the board may recall, last year we had an allegation of a kidnapping in the old part of town. We were given a vehicle description and everything. Those cameras helped prove that that was a made-up story. While the vehicle was involved, we were able to speak with the person who was driving that car, who was near that bus stop, and via the flock cameras and people's home cameras, we determined that the kidnapping never occurred and it was a made-up story. We've caught stolen vehicles off of it. We've also caught vehicles who've done, it's a sharing network. We've caught vehicles who've done burglaries to other businesses in other towns coming through town, and we've caught them so that other towns can prosecute them for, there's a huge problem right now with gaming cafe burglaries and tobacco shop burglaries. Knock on wood, we've been very fortunate to this point. But, they were as close as New Lenox the other night. So stuff like this will help us. It doesn't, deter crime. It tells us what happened so we can prosecute. It basically tells us what happened so we can prosecute and bring the offenders before a judge and get the justice that's deserved to the victims. So it's been very successful, and the more success we have will be published on our transparency portal as we have them, and I'd just like to mention we're the 6th safest town, and we have these devices, and it probably helps keep us the 6th safest town.
Thanks. Anyone else have any questions about that? So looking for a motion to approve the renewal of an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Manhattan and Will County Division of Transportation regarding license plate reader camera placement. Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Doyle.
Yes.
Bahina.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yep.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Boone.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next item on the agenda, this is a proposed new event. It's a combined community event. It's called Pig in the Parking Lot and Pig Out and Race Yourself 5K in partnership with Arrowhead Smokeworks on May 30th, 2026. So the proposed new event, Pig in the Parking Lot, family-friendly community day with Arrowhead Smokeworks. Some highlights are the 5K run and walk, pig roast, rib cook-off, live music, kids activities. The goal would be to promote health, community, and local businesses. The budget for this is around $5,000 revenue versus $7,395 in expenses. We plan to cover that missing amount of money by sponsors and donations. I know, Clint, did you want to talk about the 5K or anything? Or
Yeah, I came to Kristen a few months ago just to see if would be an opportunity if we could host some kind of, another race in town. I know we have the Irish Fest 5K, Dr. Jackson, St. Joe's run, a few other ones, but there's been some interest in maybe some longer races. I know we had talked about maybe doing in the future longer distance, like maybe a 10K or a half marathon, seeing the success with like Flossmoor, for example. They put on a very good half marathon, draws a lot of people there, but we decided just with kind of test trial, maybe another 5K, and she had Kristen had mentioned that Mike Bacon had expressed interest in maybe doing some kind of event in town, and then we thought about maybe combining the two together where, he could do his event revolving around barbecue while we, do a 5K to kind of help promote, just wellness and fun. It'd be kind of more of a casual race, and then, we definitely both thought about the idea of having like a little kid portion of it so the whole family can be involved. So it's kind of just a very good family-friendly event, and then we can always try to expand on it in future years if, depending how this year goes, so.
All right. Anyone else have any questions about it?
That sounds like such a fun event. I was looking at the supporting details of expenses, and it listed, and I added up the column, and it was $11,285, not $7,395 as reported. So the shortfall would be $6,285 according to my, so I didn't know if somebody wanted to, could somebody explain that? Like, I just.
Kristen, did you want to
Just so you know.
talk to that?
Okay, so the race packets, I kind of just estimated for the way it kind of works, is because the bibs, the t-shirts, the food and beverage. So the way that it was combined, I was trying to, the race packet and with the 5,000. So that's why I'm trying to figure out the price of what we should charge for,
Is it listed? Like,
so under budget summary, estimated.
thanks. Yeah. And then you have the income, the 5,000, that's what you're getting at?
Yeah.
So you're adding the 5,000 to the 7? Like, how did the?
No, so
how
that's
did-
the income and the expenses. We were just kind of trying to.
So wouldn't that list though, instead of 7,000, it would be 11 something? If you added that list down? The expenses? I just did this. before I came here.
I think this is right. If I'm looking at this right, because you have income of $5,000 and then you have expenditures of $73.95, which is an offset of 2,000 something.
I just didn't know why they didn't have 11,000 on this.
I mean, I didn't add up everything in the right column for expenses, but it checks out, it would be somewhere near 7,000.
Does that make more sense, Lucy?
Yes.
You have any other questions?
Not right now,
Okay,
no.
thank you.
But it sounds like a good event.
Yeah, I just want to comment too, on just on events in general. I know some people probably think we do a lot. We do a lot with a very little amount of money. Most of these events are covered through sponsorships or contributions. So, I'm all in favor of getting the community together as much as possible, as long as it's not, putting a burden on the taxpayers. I don't think we've ever hit our actual budgeted number in regards of expenses. So, I think we should keep adding things that's going to help drive people downtown and help support our businesses and kind of get just the community together. So, great idea, love it. Would love to see it grow and do something larger where you said like a half marathon or something. I think it'd bring people from out of town in, not necessarily just like a in-town race. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I love the kids, the addition of the kids. Like, I was reading, like, the kids part, like, the little 2 to 4-year-olds or with the parents who run. I think that's fun, and that incorporates everybody. So the parents with all the littles are able to do something, too. So it's a great idea. I love it.
I think it's a great idea. You don't know until you try.
Yeah.
But what's the hours? What time's it going to start? What time's it going to end? The meeting?
There's an event schedule in your packet. There's a rib
Okay.
cook-off begins at 7 a.m.
Right.
and then the
Thank
5K
you.
begins at 10 a.m. It should be on, I believe, the second page of your packet. And we'll
Thank
put
you.
all of this on the website. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments? So if everyone's okay with it, we'd like to approve a motion to host a new combined community event, Pig in the Parking Lot and Pig Out and Pace Yourself 5K in partnership with Arrowhead Smokeworks on May 30th, 2026.
Motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Vahina.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yep.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Boone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. That's it for the regular meeting. I have a few things to go over, and then we got executive session. So the first, I'm looking to make another appointment for the Police Pension Fund. So I'd like a motion to approve authorization to reappoint Aaron McDonough to the Manhattan Police Pension Fund for a 2-year term ending May 1st, 2028. Sorry. So anyone have any questions about that, or? If not, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve.
Motion. Second?
Roll call, please.
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yes.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Boone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes.
Vahina.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Another reappointment, Al Griffiths to the Manhattan Police and Fire Commission for a 3-year term ending May 1st, 2029. He's been currently on the Police and Fire Commission, so this is a reappointment. So looking for a motion to approve his reappointment, and if anyone has any questions.
Motion. Second?
Okay, roll call, please.
Dilling. Dilling.
Yes.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Bone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes.
Bahina.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. A couple things. We're continuing to work with our lobbyist, Steve Quigley, and Executive Director Hugh O'Hare from Will County Governmental League in preparation for the upcoming Lobby Day in Springfield. I know several trustees are going to be attending with myself included. Mark and Justin are developing some fact sheets for those attending, which will outline how proposed legislation could specifically impact our village. So hopefully this will be useful when we're going around, especially as Justin had said, the LGDF, Local Governmental Distributive Fund, they keep seeming to reduce that every year. That's a big target for Springfield local governments losing the income tax. Don't understand why, I understand why, I guess, but we just have to have a voice there and stick up with our fellow municipalities because it's a substantial amount of money that we have lost over the past 10 years. So if we can get that back, that'd be outstanding. And I know the staff is engaged with governmental agencies, our partner governmental agencies, through regular monthly meetings, continued focus on identifying opportunities for collaboration. I'm guessing that I think Rose is going to be bringing something forward in a collaboration soon with our other taxing bodies, so that's good to work with them. And upon completion of the budget process, Justin and Rose Maria will resume discussions with an IT service provider. So our goal is to evaluate options and reduce cost, with also ensuring the village maintains a strong protections against cybersecurity threats, which seems to be on the rise as our police department keeps notifying everyone. It seems to be on the rise. So we just got to protect the data that we have of our residents. So they're going to be presenting something to the board with that as well. That's all I got. And then we'll start with Tom. Do you have anything? Clint?
Nothing new, I just hope you had a good birthday, but otherwise,
thanks.
nothing new.
Yeah, it's just another year. Yeah.
Just the weather is becoming, soon, we'll have this beautiful weather, hopefully 70 tomorrow. And just children are out with their bikes and things are, people are having fun outside, and just to be mindful of the kids out there as we're driving through Manhattan, just to stay safe and stay awesome, Manhattan.
Thank you. Bob?
I got nothing.
Justin?
It's going to be a long meeting, so I'm just going to keep it short and say, everyone keep up the good work. Thanks for the budget, Justin and Rosemary and all the department heads. It was nice. I sat down and went through it, and I probably wish I had more time, but it looked really nice, and it was well presented this year over years past.
Thank you. Jennifer?
To follow Justin, I just want to say to Justin, thanks. The budget is awesome. It's great to see all those itemized things and understand what they're for. And then just super excited about all the decorations and all the good fun stuff coming to Manhattan. I think it's going to be great, and looking forward to our Touch a Truck event, and the Route 66 is super cool. So that's it.
Thank you.
I don't have
Rebecca?
anything right now.
Nothing? Rosemaria? Mark?
Just a quick update on Butternut Ridge South. They're going to start construction here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I believe they're going to drop off their equipment on Thursday, and then they're going to start the silt fence probably next week. So if any residents have any questions or reach out to you, you can also have them contact me, and I can walk them through the project.
Mark, are they planning on possibly building homes this year, or is it going to take that long just to get the streets in?
That's the plan by this fall.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. John?
Just a quick, Eastern Avenue is actually rolling really good right now. They're thinking in 2 weeks they'll be done with Eastern Avenue, so we should be able to open that up. As soon as that's done, it looks like Carrie's got a meeting tomorrow with ComEd out on site about replacing all the poles along Eastern. So that'll be the next thing that happens out there. During that, though, we don't expect any road closures. So, like I said, Eastern Avenue is finally, it looks like the end is near.
I have a question about the Eastern Avenue. I don't remember. It's been a while. Is it going to be any striping on the center line, or is it just on the sides?
Both.
Okay. Thanks.
That's all we
Jude?
got.
Anything else for you? No? Justin? Chief?
Just a few things. The traffic complaints have obviously been up substantially. The good news is the traffic accidents are down by almost half. So that's, I know last month I was preaching on that, and that worked, but the speeding complaints are out of control right now. So I know we all pay a lot of taxes in Manhattan, and, you know, you don't want to pay more on a speeding ticket, so just do the speed limit and everything will be great. Golf cart registrations are due. We'll be sending out some Facebook reminders and stuff like that to get those things registered. And then I want to thank Justin with the budget. That was probably the toughest task I've had as chief so far. So I appreciate the board and Justin and Rosemary for the tough conversations and getting that done. And then on the flock camera, you know, I'm 58% of the budget, which is huge. We're going to really look into those. Our contract is coming up for renewal this year. We're really going to look into that and see where it's at, because like everything else, these unfunded mandates and everything is going up, up, and up. And we're really going to look at the benefit to the cost when that comes up with the board and with the finance department. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Nothing. So we are going to go in executive session. It might be a little lengthy, and then there's going to be no action afterwards, but you're free to stay, and we'll be back. So looking for a motion to enter executive session for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, dismissal of specific employees, appointed or elected officials, and collective bargaining, probable, imminent, and pending litigation.
Motion. Second.
Roll call?
Boone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes.
Bahina.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yes.
Neighbors.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries, and we'll be out as soon as we can. Looking for a motion to reopen regular session.
Motion. Procedure. Second.
Roll call?
Young.
Yes.
Dilling.
Yes.
Neighbors. Yes. Boone.
Yes.
Doyle.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. No action. Thank you all for coming tonight. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All in
Second.
favor? Oh, second, all in favor. Meeting adjourned.